Yo, yo, yo. What's good, everybody? It is your boy, Tony the Savant, back again. Y'all forgive me, man. Your boy doing chores. All right, I'm doing the dishes. I'm doing work while I'm cleaning the house today. That's the MO of today. Been putting out a lot of sports stuff, consuming a lot of sports, so I've been negligent of my home duties. But nonetheless, we still got work to do. So we're gonna knock it all out at one time. But it is your boy Tony the Savant back again. Hope everybody's having a good to great day, man. Salute. I want to get right into this because we're talking about Skip Bayless, and only reason I really decided to jump in on this story. In fact, let me get back to the chores. Let me get back to the chores. Only reason I decided to jump in on this story, man, is because I was on Twitter the other day, and I've heard, I've seen that Paul Pierce made some comments about the recent LSU and Iowa game. If you ain't been living under a rock, already know about the game and how everything transpired. Kalen Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes were able to get their revenge on the LSU women's basketball team after losing in the championship game last year. And so, um, a great storyline for sports indeed. A lot of people have been chiming in on this particular uh, rivalry, the pseudo rivalry between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Um, it's been, beautiful. It's been a beautiful little thing. But, now that the proverbial rivalry is over, considering that at least as of this recording, Angel Reese will be it. She's elected to enter the WNBA draft next season or this off season and would be, playing professional ball next season. Um, Everybody's kind of taking off the gloves and showing how they truly feel and all that kind of stuff. Now, opinions are varied, across the board. Last night I was on the Couch Coach Live show. Shout out to the big homie, him and Mal. Uh, did great work. I'm gonna repost that video today after I'm done with this live. But yeah, man. So I was on Twitter and I was noticing uh, that Paul Pierce made some comments the other day um, pertaining to Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark in the Iowa versus LSU game. And basically, what Paul Pierce said, I don't think it was super crazy, but in the 2024, the times we're living in, you definitely, and especially on TV, man, it's kind of hard. You got to kind of be careful with your words. Um, and I can acknowledge as a media member, I've said things on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of them that's got me suspended, all that kind of stuff. So now I understand that I got to have a more professional lexicon, when I'm talking to sports, and even on a professional level, even if you're talking in layman's terms, you got to still be professional. Well, Paul Pierce said something on the lines of um, that white girl from Iowa was able to beat those black girls from LSU. Some on those lines, some very, I would say, unprofessional for the space that Paul Pierce is in. But at the end of the day, it's 2024. A lot of people are very sensitive these days. So anyway, look, it was on Twitter. Nonetheless, I'm seeing Paul Pierce uh, getting essentially crucified for his comments, and it's been it's been rumored, and if nothing has happened yet, I believe that Paul showed up for work this morning. But it's been rumored that yet again, Skip Bayless is probably about to lose another attraction, one of the singular attractions to his show. I should have stayed quiet. Yeah, facts, bro. I agree. Paul Pierce is wild. Not even just him. Just I've heard multiple sports talking heads chime in on this situation, and they all are just off, bro. They're just making this more than what it is. If you listen to the entire interview, Angel Reese, what she said was properly context. Everybody's just taking um, 11 seconds out of a 21-minute interview. You know what I mean? It's like that's crazy the times we living in. But yeah, she is an 11-second clip. Everybody's going crazy and whatever, man. But um, again, Paul Pierce said what he said. He on Twitter getting crucified, and like I said, and so now it's looking like Skip Bayless will lose yet again another prominent talking head. You know, we've seen it with Shannon Sharp as Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp completely fell off. I mean, completely fell out with one another, and then by the end of the partnership, you know, Skip's left holding the bag because he's being a butthole again. You know, we've seen Skip fall out with several sports members, including Jalen Rose. Uh, just off the top of my head, Jalen Rose. I know him and Eric Mangini got into it one good time. Um, just multiple people. Excuse me. I got notifications coming. It's kind of throwing my focus off a little bit. But we all know the history of Skip. I've made multiple videos documenting these altercations that Skip has found himself in with other sports figures. But with Paul Pierce's recent remarks, like I said, it's been rumored, and I'm just going off what I've been hearing behind the scenes from people that's smarter than me in this game. That it's been rumored that Paul Pierce's days are numbered on Undisputed. And it just brings me to the title of the video. I'm just kind of giving you all the build up that Skip Bayless has officially fallen off, man. And it's evident because the fall off is not just about the fall off. It's about Skip not being able to recover from his mistakes. If you look at the ratings for Undisputed Fox Sports 1, you would be taken aback because you're talking about a guy that's been in the game for 20 years, not longer than that. Skip's been reporting, I know he's like 72. So Skip's been in the game for close to 50 years. You know what I mean? When I first heard of Skip, it was because he was following, running around Michael Jordan in Chicago. He was um, writing a lot of articles, glazing Michael Jordan. It wasn't like he was being controversial or nothing like that. But that's when I first heard of Skip because I used to always read the Chicago Sun-Times, him, Sam Smith, several other figures I used to, always love reading their columns. So um, when I first heard of Skip, it was then. So we're talking about a guy that's been in the game for 30 years, an institution in sports talk, right? If you look at the numbers for Fox Sports 1 Undisputed, bro, there are dudes on YouTube pulling bigger numbers than that. You know what I mean? It's dudes that I talk to on a daily basis on YouTube pulling bigger numbers than Skip Bayless. And mind you, these dudes probably only had their pages for no more than 5, 6, maybe, the most 10 years. And these dudes, they pulling bigger numbers than the guy that's an institution in the industry that's been in the game for 44 decades at least, easy. It's crazy. You know what I mean? And I said this a long time ago. That Skip Bayless, his brand of journalism, his way of he doesn't explain the games. You know what I mean? If you peep what Skip does, he just uses a bunch of hyperbolic language, a lot of adjectives, a lot of this person wanted it more, that person wanted it more, and it's annoying. You know what I mean? I guess it was a shtick in the beginning, but now he has not changed his approach, his style, the way he does business. The show's presentation is the exact same. Shout out to Stephen A. Smith because I don't like Stephen A. Smith at all, but Stephen A. has been clever and witty enough and smart enough and adaptive enough to notice that the game is changing. Stephen A. used to talk real greasy about people on YouTube that did sports videos and stuff. So it's kind of funny to see him on YouTube now making videos. But at the same time, Stephen A. has done several things to pivot and adjust to the times. Skip Bayless, man, it's the same old song. It's the LeBron hate. It's the Dallas Cowboys news. It's the same dance and song when it comes to Skip Bayless, unfortunately. And at this point, looking at the numbers, Skip Bayless is barely pulling 100,000 views. After I gave y'all the backstory of this man being in the game 40 years, covered was inside the locker rooms of the infamous Dallas Cowboys of old, not the Dak Prescott Dallas Cowboys, but the actual, Cowboys that that built up the reputation that the Cowboys have now. Skip was around those guys in the 70s and the 80s, and some of the 90s because him and Troy Aikman got into it. It's crazy. I did a video on that one. And then you're in the locker room with Michael Jordan during the Last Dance year. You have the cachet to be pulling bigger numbers. He's not pulling 100,000. He's on TV. He's not pulling 100,000. Who's Kelly? Sorry, Miss Kelly. I do not know who you are. Uh, but anyway, like I said, I digress. Skip Bayless is falling off. Uh, if you are a Skip Bayless supporter, that's fine. Skip Bayless is 72 years old. There's a space for him. You know what I mean? I'm in Texas. There's a lot of Cowboys fans that like Skip, and they only listen to Skip when they talk about football. Because if you ask them anything about Skip's basketball takes or anything else, they don't know. They don't rock with Skip like that. Not even a lot of people even know that Skip Bayless do these stupid Michael Jordan Mondays where he posts himself in some Jordans every week. Uh, Whoever this is in my comment section calling me weird, that's weird. Sorry, Miss Kelly or Mr. Kelly, whatever you are. But in the same breath, um, yeah, Skip is falling off. And with this recent heat that Paul Pierce is under, I think it's going to further Skip's demise. Again, his numbers are very shabby. He did have a spike when he first, had this new lineup of Keyshawn Davis, Richard Sherman, himself, and I think what's the chick name? Rachel. I can't think of her name. Hell, the Rachel lady, the redhead lady, so annoying, super annoying. Um, here we go. I gotta get more coffee. Been cleaning all this morning, but nonetheless, uh, Richard Sherman got himself into some hot water. Maybe I'll do another video on that. Nah, he got a DUI of some sorts. I believe it was a DUI. Got into some trouble. So him and Fox Sports went undisputed. They parted ways. But Richard Sherman was one, of the few bright spots on that show after Shannon Sharp left. And then he left abruptly. So really fast, faster than anyone expected. Skip Bayless and Fox Undisputed One was right back in the same situation that they were in, as Keyshawn Johnson is not entertaining. Keyshawn Johnson is the cookie cutter sports analyst, man. This dude, he glazes LeBron James as a dude that's older than LeBron James, I believe, or the same age. I say that to say, my brother, you lived through better basketball eras. There's no way in the world you just all of a sudden believe LeBron James is the greatest thing ever. Um, by the way, it's so crazy when people older than like 25, 26 be trying to glaze LeBron. It's like, bro, nah. I'm sorry. Nah, I won't even say that. Let's get on the go low. Let's say probably about 30. You about 30 years old. I'm sorry. It's cap, bro. It's cap. You old enough to have seen other basketball players, other basketball eras, and you definitely seen the multiple meltdowns of LeBron James if you're at least 30 years old. So um, excuse me, y'all. I'm tired in the mud, bro. Cleaning really be taking a lot out of me, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I miss I miss having an old lady at the crib. I got the office, but uh, anyway, it's uh it's Skip Bayless's last straw, man. It's the last straw. I have not watched Fox Sports Undisputed since. I was gonna say I watched a few episodes when it first came out. I definitely watched the first episode. I remember Richard Sherman when he was going in on I don't know if it was Lamar Jackson or he was talking about the 49ers, Brock Purdy and the 49ers, but he literally was saying some of the same, reiterated some of the same thoughts that I had. And so I was tuning in to, hear from Rich, but since he's left, I just kind of watch Richard Sherman's podcast from time to time, and now I don't watch Undisputed at all. I did enjoy Paul Pierce joining the show, but I kind of figured Paul Pierce would be in this kind of situation in a matter of time. Unfortunately, Paul Pierce is just one of them dudes that does not really cater to the mainstream narrative, the mainstream outline that they want you to abide by. And shout out to him for that because I'll be the same guy. Like, yo, Tony, this one fired again from ESPN, Fox. Yeah, bro, I'm not gonna do this whole, uh, you know, say what y'all want me to say, and it's got to be, uh, it's got to be quote unquote acceptable views. This particular network only uh, allows you to speak if you have acceptable views. That's crazy to me. So, unfortunately, Paul Pierce is in hot water for his comments. It looks like I say, behind the scenes. I've only been hearing rumors from my inside sources that it's looking like Paul Pierce might hit the exit door because everybody that he's getting such backlash online. Everybody at the network is just like, bro, this is overwhelming. We haven't been used to this much traction since Shannon Sharp left. You know what I mean? And it's not good traction. It's just a bunch of people they're doing the hating thing. You know what I mean? Again, we live in a sensitive time. I wouldn't. I would find myself. I would say this that Paul Pierce's comments were distasteful. You know what I mean? Because I like to say this, man, and some of these black people out here today, man, y'all different, bro. Y'all super different, bro. But anyway, I would say that if Paul Pierce would have said, like let's just say last season, if Paul Pierce would have said Angel Reese, that little black girl beat all of those white girls in Iowa, the same people that's outraged right now wouldn't be outraged. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, yo, relax, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all only getting outraged because you use two words uh, that are surrounded by race, quote unquote, and by ignorant people that think about race all day, every day. They don't think about nothing else. Um, it's crazy, but in the same time, uh, I think this is all a bunch of nothing. It's all a bunch of people just being sensitive as usual. And Skip Bayless, man, this is this is just 40 years of doing people dirty, bro, like dirty, um, including with the most popular situation, most recent situation is the Shannon Sharp situation. But Skip has been disrespecting people like that for years. You know what I mean? So for people like me that's been watching them for years, it's a good thing to see the fall off finally happen because somehow, some way, this dude has kept rebounding, kept getting prominent jobs on these networks, and it's like, well, I guess these networks don't see what we see because this dude is not a draw. I don't ever go to Skip Bayless when I need some sports information. Skip Bayless is never the person I click on or search for. It doesn't happen. But anyway, man, your boy gonna finish these dishes and I'm gonna take a little nap. We're gonna pop out a little later. Got some stuff to talk about. Got some announcements to make as well. So y'all just rock with me, please, and thank you. I love y'all, man. Thank you for the support, all the comments, all the likes, and all that good stuff. Um, sorry, reading these notifications. It's just funny, man. Just it's always some haters, man. It's always some haters. And like I said, I love my 100 supporters, but the 10 haters comment as if they, you know what I mean? Like the amount of comments you get from the 10 haters always outnumbers the amount of comments you get from your Hunter supporters. So sometimes it's time to, you got to remind yourself, like, nah, bro, I got some good people with me that's rocking with me, and these haters, these haters are just doing what they do. Like I said on my Angel Reese vlog yesterday, bro, haters do not have any boundaries. They don't have any, real sense of, maybe I should stop doing this and get to something more responsible with my time. They don't have any self awareness to do those kind of things. What they will do is hate on you, and then whatever else they're into. Let's just say, once they stop watching sports, they start watching movies. If there's a movie critic that teases a particular movie that they like, they'll start hating on that person. Let's just say they watch cooking channels and it's Chef Ramsay, and Chef Ramsay's probably, cussing out his subordinates. They gonna hate on Chef Ramsay, man. Just this is the generation we living in. It's the kind of people we got. That's why I say the black people today, man, y'all are different. A lot of y'all, I'm not gonna lump everybody in because I'm different for a different reason. You feel me? But nah, these jelly beans out here, to quote my big bro, 78 Sports, nigga, black jelly beans, bro. Hard headed and soft in the middle. That's it. That's all. So it's your boy Tony the Savant, man. Let me go ahead and get back to this work. Clean up my house real fast and then get back on this live. Take a little short nap and we're gonna get busy today. Like I said, I got some announcements for y'all. Got some more news to report as Tank Davis and Frank Martin has been announced going down in Houston. I might pull up for that. I might pull up for it, bro. Honestly, because that's going down in Houston. I like to try to make the Texas events for so many reasons. I mean, outside of it being local, it's always lit in the Texas event. Like when Errol Spence fight here, bro. I ain't never been to an Errol Spence fight, but I've been to a Errol Spence fight party. The party was lit. You know what I'm saying? The party was lit, bro. I can only imagine actually going to the fight. So yeah, man. Like I say, Tank Davis and Frank Martin. I'm going for Ghost. I'm going with Ghost. I think it's going to be a controversial end. They might do the old Robin, how they did that kid that fought Teofimo. See, like I say, man, I want to get into this bag. I'm gonna get into that bag later, man. This was the Skip Bayless bag. Anyway, Skip is falling off. We cool with that. It is your boy Tony the Savant. Go out there and get a goal accomplished. Peace.